Hi kids, I want to explain to you the pollen and pollinators in the community diagram. So I'm going to read this assignment to you and then we're going to get started. This diagram is for the plants and pollinators work that we are doing. The Google Doc from the first assignment does not let us make a diagram very easily. So we are going to use Google Slides to do this instead. Please follow along with the video to help make your own copy of the file. I'm looking forward to seeing how creative you can be and what your research looks like. So, when you click on this one over here, it's going to give you a blank paper, a blank screen or blank slide. And don't worry about that. What we have to put in it, I'll explain step by step. So, here we go. My copy of it looks like this, and I'm going to show you how I made that. So, I'm just going to open a new slide so that you can follow along with me. Sometimes when you make a new slide, it adds these boxes. I'm going to click on them and delete them so I have a blank slide in front of me. So the first thing I want to do is start my research. And if you haven't done this already, you'll need to do this in a different tab. So I'm going to click a new tab over here. And inside of that, I'm going to type in the name of my plant or my pollinator. So for my plant, I chose a tulip. After tulip, I have to type the word diagram. This is a picture with labels. Now there's so many of them online. For this tulip, it seems like there's over 8 million. The top ones are going to be the best ones for me. So I can see right here, this is what I need. And I also could probably use another one. I'm going to ask you to use 2 pictures, not just one. Because if you choose one, you might be missing what's on the other one. So at least 2. So this one looks pretty good. I'm going to click on that and see where it takes me. Oh, it's taking me to Pinterest. That's interesting. Okay then. All I need is this part of the page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot of it. Screenshots can be done in different ways on different devices. If you're on a phone, it's easy to take a screenshot. Usually clicking 1 or 2 buttons will do that and it will save it into your pictures. On a computer, you may have to research how to do that for your computer. It could also be that you copy this, which is the web address of your picture that you're using, and I'll show you how to paste that into your Google slide afterwards. So back to my Google slide. Okay, I want to be able to get 2 of these, so let me just actually go back to my research, and I have to do the tulip diagram again. When I find the second diagram of it, looks like this one will be able to help me as well. I'm going to take a screenshot of that and also leave that open on a separate tab. Okay, so now I have both of them saved into my computer and I have the 2 tabs open right here. So I'm going to go back to my plant and pollinator diagram and what I need to do is I need to paste in another picture that I took of my work that I made. So this is the picture of my own model. Paste your own picture of your model into the Google slide. So the way that you do that is to press Insert, Image, and you have to choose where your image is. It's probably going to be uploaded from your computer if you're using a computer. If you're using a mobile phone, you can just use your camera and then take a picture of your model and it will paste it automatically into here. And that's really an easy way to do it. There's another button you can push, which is this one. It's the same thing. Upload from computer is where mine is. And I'm going to open my file. So here's my tulip that I've made. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so it fits onto the slide. Move it into the middle of my slide. And that's about right. So I need lots of room on both sides of the picture for labels and some room on top for a title. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is create a text box. Now that was the problem with the Google Doc. It wasn't letting us do this very easily, but in slides it's super easy. Click text box, and I'm going to draw the text box where my title will go, which is right at the top. So I have to click and hold, and now I'm going to just type in the name of my flower. All right, it looks too small. It doesn't look very nice yet. So you can do it like this. Once you've clicked inside of the box, you can change your font. I was really liking caveat, and I can just click the plus button or click the down menu, and it looks a little bigger. So I want to center it, which you have to click into more for, and then choose this, align, center. Now that's a nice looking title. It's pretty plain. You can use that sort of thing. If you want to get really fancy, you can insert word art, and that allows you to make the picture a little bit, or make the title a little bigger. So for mine, I'm just going to type in the name that I want to make into word art, and then it becomes really big. From here, you can go ahead and do the same thing. Change your font, make it bold. It looks like it's been colored with bubble letters almost. You can also change the fill color. So, oh wow, that's pretty bright. I think I'm going to choose something more along the flower color, and if I wanted to use that instead, wow, it looks a little bit more fancy. So that's okay. I can use that one now. And I'm also going to add my name to this. I have to make a separate text box and put my name in it. All right, even though the Google slide does record your name, get into the habit of putting it on your diagrams and other things that you make. Okay, I don't know if I like it there. I'll make this a little smaller so that it's not on the picture. Okay then, so now what I'm going to do is put in my text boxes to show the different parts of the flower, which is what they've done here. So you can notice that there is lines and words, and the words are not uppercase, they're lowercase, just like on the other spring flower that I have as well. Well, this one actually has uppercase letters. I would say it doesn't matter which one you use. So as long as the information is there. And I know from this picture right here that I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. So inside of the flower are the parts that work to carry the pollen and to pollinate and to make this flower share its pollen with all the pollinators that drop by. So we need the anther and a stamen, which is the long part, the petals, which are the outside parts of the flower, the colorful part, and other things that you can see here. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. I'm going to have to make 8 text boxes for my diagram. So let's do this all at once. I'm going to make one first, draw it as big as I think it could be, and I'm going to write inside of it. First of all, petal. Okay, the petals are these colorful parts, and I'm going to make this into the size that I want and the font that I'd like. So here we go. Let's see. Petal, maybe a little bit bigger. That looks nice. Okay, I'm going to move that closer. I will center it as well. Well, maybe I can just shrink this down. That would actually work just fine. So now I have this, and I'm going to need a line to go along with it. So my line, I'll draw that. Well, you can use this kind or the arrow. I think I'll use the arrows. And now, that looks about right. I would like to make this repeat itself. Rather than do it 8 times over and over again, I'm going to just do it once, and I'm going to copy and paste it. So I'm going to select this by just clicking on it, and I'm going to copy it and paste it. So I'm going to do, edit, copy. Well, that's not working. Let's try it again. Edit. Why aren't you working? Okay, copy and paste. And I used Control-C and Control-V. Now it seems to want to let me do it again. So I can keep pasting this and make a whole bunch of copies of it, just moving it down each time. Looks like I'll have 4 on each side. Yes, they all say petal right now, and they're not all going to say that in a minute once we change what they say inside. So let's just keep making them. This is easier than having to reformat the font and the size over and over again. So let's go back to our diagram. I need to have things like petal, flower, leaf, stem. Let's work with those first. I'll go back here, petal. Now we're going to say flower. It doesn't fit, so I'm going to stretch this a bit, And now leaf, leaf, and stem. Okay, let's draw the arrows for those. I'm going to move this one a little bit closer, and arrow tool. So the flower, I know that that's the flower right over there. And the leaf, well, could be that one. Yep. And the stem, that's hiding over here. If these arrows are a little bit hard to see, you can change their color. You just click on them like this and go up to where it looks like a pencil and a line, the line color. You might want to change them into something that's a little bit more visible. I think I like red. Oh yeah. Okay, so then after that, keep going with your research so that you can find the different parts of the flower or pollinator. This works for the animals as well. You just have to insert your picture of your animal and find illustrations or diagrams of those animals online. And on this side, on the other side, I'm going to start to talk about the inside of the flower. So we need the anther, which is pointing to this top part, the stamen, which is the long tube, and let's see, the stigma, which is another thing that goes at the end of the stamen. There's two different ones. One is male and one is female. I think the anther is male and the stigma is female. Then there's the pistil and the ovary right at the bottom of all of that. So I need 4 of those. The anther and stigma are coming first. So let's go back here and inside here. When I highlight that, I just click the box and then I double click inside of it in order to highlight the whole thing. And I can just start typing. I don't even have to press delete or backspace. Now I'm going to make that a bit bigger, then double click, stigma, and then I'm going to choose a few more. What did the next one say? Let's go back and see. Ovary, right at the very bottom. Ovary. And the last one I'm going to use, the pistil. That is the long part. So let's do that. In the next one, pistil, P-I-S-T-I-L. Let me check. The pistil, yep, right over there. So we have all of our names now for the different parts. I'm going to continue to draw the arrows. This time what I'll do is when I select the arrow tool, I'm going to choose the color right away. Can I do that? Actually, no. The anther. It looks like it's going to be this part right there, and red, and then the stigma. Stigma, it's hard to see sometimes, so just draw the arrows to about where those parts would be, if you could see them closer. Okay. And now the ovary, which is at the bottom of the flower. There we go. Down inside there, red line, and the pistil, which is the long part. We're going to have to find that inside the flower as well. Okay, so here we go. Now I've completed my diagram. Didn't take a very long time, but for you it might be something that takes a little bit longer to start. So now what I can do is to adjust my style. Maybe I want to add a colored background. If that's the case, click background and choose one of these colors. Maybe a nice blue. Or I could choose something that's not going to take away from my picture. I want my picture to stand out still. So I can still see all of the words, I can still see all of the lines and the image. It's very clear. This green font seems like it's fading a little bit to me, so I'm going to change the color into a brighter green. Now it pops out a bit more. I want to make sure all of my words are on the page and that they're centered. And that's my diagram. So if you have any questions, please post them on our Google Classroom, and I'd be happy to help you out. Thanks, kids.